What is up, you guys? The Fallout What If here. What If we're here, and today I'm going to do a special What If. Uh, there's a reason why I'm doing this What If and not the other ones right now. This isn't for this isn't because there's any it's not a 6K special. It's not anything having to do with Halloween. This one's actually dedicated to my brother. Now, if you are watching this, just know that I love you. I love you a lot. You are somebody who I cared about, who I still care about to this day. We had this weird goal once, and we never did fulfill it. You having to move and all. This is just gonna be another 30 seconds of me saying words, but you and me are still together, and we are one and the same. You are the brains and became stronger, and I am the bronze, and I have become smarter. For that, hopefully, when you see this video, just know that I love you, and I'm grateful that you are my brother, Isaiah. Anyway, so, enough of the, sentimental stuff. This is what if Deku had the Mera Mera no Mi. Wait. The Mera, sheesh. The Flame fruit. This one. The Flower no Mi. And, this is going to be basically what if Deku had that. Now, a while back, during the time of fighting and bullying that Naruto had to go through, after the seat changed to Danzo, for some reason, the people, after being fed lies and all, heard of the Nine Tails being inside of Naruto Uzumaki. And because of the fears becoming way hotter, burning their mindsets into just doing the one thing that they wanted to do, which was kill him, came to fruition. Even when Hiruzen said not to. This was where the point of Hiruzen had to be stomped on. He was told that he was no longer a part of. He was no longer part of Konoha village, and he became shunned and pushed away. Now, it's not because he sucked at raising Naruto. It was because he wanted to protect Naruto, even though he did it in the most dumbest way ever. Naruto was still had meaning in his life, but now being pushed away, he's now living on the outskirts of the fire village. So, after that, Naruto gets his he gets grabbed, and he gets pulled into a room, seeing that there's a lot of people, wondering what happened here. Why are they doing this all of a sudden? After he hasn't gone out or nothing, he hasn't even left his own house. So why did they just drag him out and started putting him in another room? This was because these 6 men just started wailing on him, beating him, and despite all the cries and pleas to just stop it, Naruto's healing effect was no use either, due to, well, him sustaining injury, then being rehealed just to sustain them more. He became, what is the word? He became mentally unstable at that second, knowing that the pain mixed in with the healing just somehow kept messing with him. So once an hour of that was stopped, he was thrown outside where the people just started dragging him. And while feeling the dirt scraping his skin from time to time, his healing factor just kept resetting that thing in motion to where it was basically a scab. Naruto was just crying and just says he wants his mother. Somebody threw a rock at him and says, "You don't have a mother. You're just a beast." Naruto just says, "I had a mom. I had a dad. But why did they leave me?" This is when another guy just threw a rock at him, saying that he was just a beast. There's no need for him to think on something that a human would think of. And this became, well, what is the word? This became more of a thing where they just started throwing rocks at him. Just throwing bottles, rocks, causing him to bleed a lot. And the one girl that actually cared about him had to watch, and when she was watching, she saw him in tears. She, on the other hand, started like crying a lot, but she couldn't show it because then, well, if you guys know who this already is, her father looked at her with a disdain, saying that, "Are you trying to side with the beast as well?" And she says no. And Naruto looks at this, even though he's around like, let's see, 10, I believe. Since he's like 10 years old, he knows what's gonna happen. Even though she didn't do anything, he knows that she will get in trouble because of him. It's happened before in the past. He doesn't want her to go through it, and he says it's all right. I am a monster. And everybody just started like trying to attack him and all that stuff. But this is when Danzo just stopped all of them. And he says, "Hokage-sama?" And when this happened, Danzo just stabbed him using a sword, stabbing him right through his stomach, pulling it out, and says, "Don't you call me that, you filthy monster." And when he stabbed him, he also says, "We are not supposed to kill him yet. We must wait until he's put on a cross. And that way everybody could see him." And they all just, with grins on their faces, they kind of see this and say, "This is for the best." Now, Naruto just looked at him with horrified expressions, thinking to himself, "Why would the Hokage do this?" And with him not thinking more correctly and stuff, and due to his healing factor just having to go on and off and on and off, and not only that, the lack of sleep he had to go through after, well, being knocked out, he's basically looking at the Hokage with a disgust, saying that no Hokage would have done this. He wishes that the Hokage before him was to do it, because Lord Third wasn't mean. He scolded, but never used it with anger. always used it with seriousness and compassion. So Naruto had to just endure this for another 20 minutes. And this is around nighttime, where everybody can see the fire burn. Once that's all done, he's basically said that this was his last meal, and it was a fruit. Naruto looked at this and said, "What is this?" The people, what's his faces, the the guards that gave him his last meal said that this was just a disgusting fruit, because if you look at it, it looks like it has some kind of a disease or something. It doesn't look like something that a normal human would eat. And they say, but you're not a normal human. It's either that or a dead cat that we found. Naruto decided, I'm gonna eat this as my last meal. And one of the guys just, when he's starting to eat it, he takes his time because he's actually thinking to himself that this is actually bitter, but it has like this spicy taste to it. And this is what one of the guys actually just kicks the food while he was eating and just somehow managed to hit it so far that it actually just fits into his entire mouth. And when that happens, Naruto is choking because he's trying to swallow the fruit, but it's choking him. And they say that, well, he's going to die anyway. Why not just tie him up now? And everybody started just cheering for that. And Danzo says that from this day on, this will be the death of the child beast of the Nine Tails. And Naruto says, the Nine Tails. What is the Nine Tails? And while he's like starting to lose his mind, or not his mind, while he's starting to fade away in his consciousness because he can't breathe, he's all tied up. And while being tied up, he's being wrapped. The ropes are being wrapped around. Oh, not ropes. The chains are being wrapped around him, and he can't move at all. He's trying to budge and says that, I want to be the Hokage. I need to be the Hokage so I could reset order in this world. And this is when Naruto has to, well, lose his consciousness. But he manages to swallow the fruit. And give me a second here, people. Now, due to him now eating the fruit, he regains consciousness after about a minute, seeing that the fires have been lit. Naruto pleads with them, asking them why. There is no reason to do it. And they can't, well, he technically can't hear his own voice at times due to the loud cheering and happiness that they're all giving off. Naruto realizes the dangers of this world. That him just being treated like a monster kind of messed with his mind, permanently etching itself deep within Naruto's very existence, seeing himself as a monster and telling all of them that he's going to get his revenge back. One of the guys hearing this says, you hear that? The beast himself has just said that he's going to hurt us. That's why he's evil. This is why we think he's evil. He's willing to do that to people that are fathers and all that stuff. Naruto looks at them with a retort, saying that you're treating a kid who hasn't even done anything wrong yet in this world like a monster, and you're just burning him because of what the Hokage did. The third Hokage didn't even do anything to me. Yelling this at them, making them see that they have error in their ways. But they're saying that don't you dare talk about that old geezer like that. Don't you think that the old geezer was tricked because of the nonsense you kept putting up? And this is when Naruto realizes that they don't care. They don't care about reasoning. They just care about making people scared. And this is when Naruto just starts to feel the fires on his feet. And this is after around good 15 minutes, it just reaches all the way to the top of his face. And this is when he thinks to himself that, well, I'm gonna die. I didn't even become Hokage. Well, if I somehow relive my life, I wanna be a warrior. I want to actually reset this village's mindset by having other people live in here. Screw the old ways. The old ways is what's getting me killed right now. I want there to be order in this world. I want there to be actual justice for the innocent. I want to reset the world's. I want to tip the scales in my favor this time, and fight for the good of the for the good of the people. This is when Kurama feels this wave of energy just pouring out of Naruto's existence, and it's not even chakra. It's deeper than that. It's more different. And this is when Naruto's body just starts to just go out of control and is just starting to zone out. And the flames that were within him, or the flames that was outside of, or supposed to be burning him, just starts turning into this cool wave. It's just starting to lessen and lessen. And Naruto just bursts out of the freaking chains, somehow shocking himself. Seeing this, just jumps out of there and says that none of you guys are gonna hurt me, and realizes that he's on fire, trying to tap his armor and something like that. Seeing that his hands are now on fire, but he realizes that he doesn't feel any pain. No pain whatsoever. And this is when he sees himself and realizes, I'm not burning. I'm not on fire. He looks at the rest of the people and says that you guys made a terrible mistake. You all claim that I was the devil. Well, for some reason, I'm handling the flames like one. And just starts running away. The people just start trying to hurt him, but Naruto doesn't feel anything. It's almost as if these rocks are just passing through him. Seeing this, just starts yelling at them, telling them to stop. But he just starts spewing out fire out of his mouth. Instead, and just shoots it out at everybody else, saying that this is amazing. I didn't think I would have this. And this is when he actually sees that girl. And this is when, before actually trying to say anything, Hiyashi just starts hitting him with his 60, what is it called? He starts hitting him with his taijutsu. Yet Naruto doesn't feel anything and just starts burning his body and shooting out flames all over himself. And this is when Hiyashi just feels this intense heat And being so close to him, he feels this sense of drowsiness due to having like a heat stroke, I think. And this is when Naruto just says, "This is amazing, and I don't even feel tired yet. And everything in my body just healed. That's a plus. Yeah, it doesn't feel like anybody can hit me." And he says, "What's your name?" And this is when one of the guys says, "Hey, he's trying to hurt the freaking, he's trying to hurt the small, the Hyuga, the head of the Hyuga's daughter." And Naruto just thinks to himself, if he can shoot out flames out of his mouth, can he also do that with his hands? And just starts shooting flames all around him and tries to concentrate it so that way he doesn't hit the girl, and says, "What is your name?" And this is when she says, "My name is Hinata." And Naruto says, "Hey, thank you for that. I thought you would actually do it, but you're way kinder. You're more kinder than the rest of the people. I hope I get to see you again one day." And this is when Naruto just looks into the forest and just thinks, can he fly? And this is when he just starts shooting fire into his feet, but he kind of hits his head because he technically screwed up when he hit by shooting the fire so fast that his legs went up, but his head went down. And this is also when Naruto says, "I can't fly yet." But Naruto also thinks to himself, what if he runs while also using the flames to push himself, and just starts going at it, and somehow seeing himself as this weird flaming speed demon, going, instead of 60 miles an hour, goes into what makes it double his speed, going 120, and actually somehow not dying. He somehow finds himself not, hurting himself in any way, and just somehow being free with the flames itself. And this is when he just starts shooting fireballs on the village, and the Anbu. Give me a second here. So, the Anbu and also the Jonin ninjas started chasing after Naruto. But this is when he just shoots out fires into the forest now. And while doing this, he's causing a lot of the ninjas to now, what is the word? Causing them to move in different places, not actually climbing from tree to tree due to the fact that the trees are now burning, so you can't do anything about it. The regular ninjas that know water styles are doing their very best, but it's not good enough due to, his flames becoming hotter and hotter. Naruto, somehow feeling like he's gone, he feels like he's pushed down for a second. And when he sees that a big dude with a sword is about to chop his head off, he realizes that his head's not being chopped off. Knowing that there's cold metal around his neck, but seeing that the guy is somehow freaked out, he sees that his head is still on his. He still sees his head on his shoulder still, and he realizes that could he be actually immune to the fires? Or not immune to the fires? Could he actually be immune to attacks that people do to him? Naruto says that, "Get off of me," and just covers himself in the flames somehow just becoming this fire person, just jumping onto the guy and just starting to beat him senselessly. And while doing this, the man just somehow passes out due to heat, due to the fire. Well, him getting first degree burns or second degree burns. Feeling this, he basically faints and is possibly about to die. But Naruto doesn't care about that due to the fact that he was going to kill him first. So while running away, he manages to get out of there. But he sees that there's sand. So he decides to just keep walking from and towards that village to the next village. And seeing that there's still sand. And he just keeps walking for, I guess, a good 2 days after because, well, he doesn't want to run every single time. And he doesn't feel like he's hungry, for now at least. So he just starts to keep going, and starts to keep going, and starts to keep going even more. And when he thinks to himself that there's no possible land out there, he realizes that there is something out there, but it looks like it's hidden between two rocks. So when he goes there, he gets stopped. He gets stopped by these ninjas. And while that's a thing, what is the? Oh, I keep forgetting what that word is. He's getting stopped by the sand ninjas. Naruto is actually realizing that their civilization. There you go. Their civilization. And Naruto asks them if he can actually come in. And they say, "What village are you from?" Naruto says he doesn't have a village anymore. He was kicked out because of his because he has the nine tails in him, or the demon fox. And these people here are actually like shocked, and they actually welcome him in. Naruto says, "Why are you being nice to me?" And they said, we are basically sand ninjas. She keep messing up. We are sand ninjas. We need some strong people, and if you're willing to join us, we can promise you that you'll have some food, a place to stay. You have some basically things to eat and drink, a place to stay, and we will train you as ninjas. And Naruto's actually kind of psyched about this because he's actually being treated very well. And Naruto says, "Hey, also, I was wondering, is there something that people eat that give them powers and all?" And this is when Naruto actually gets stopped, and he says, "What are you talking about? A food that gives you powers?" And Naruto just says, "Yeah. Do people eat something and they get special abilities?" And Naruto is being questioned and looked at like he's weird. Naruto says, "I ate something a while back, I think a couple of weeks ago. As far as I know, as far as I remember, a couple of weeks ago, uh, there's a fruit. I forgot whether it was a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago that Naruto left the village. So right now I'm trying to figure that out for myself. But yeah, and the guy says there's an old lady that talks about these fruits, and Naruto says, "Where can I meet her?" And they say, "Not so fast. There's no way. There's no way that those are real. They're called." She calls them devil fruits, but that's pretty much all she tells us about. And Naruto says, "Well, I ate something that gives me that makes me shoot fire out of my body." And they said, "Kid, people have Gekkei Genkais that can allow them to use sand and use it to its will. There's no way that it's that easy. Besides, that it's pretty much nothing. It's pretty much nothing to people now. It's a fairy tale." And Naruto is going to meet the Hokage. I mean, not the Kazekage. And in that, I am going to end it off here. Because, basically, I just want to end it off on that part. And besides all that, I'll say this once and I'll say it again. Like, comment, do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout with your... Oh, I forgot to mention, I wanted to end it off there so that way I can do another part where Naruto talks to Gaara. But yeah, and also Isaiah, if you're listening, I love you a lot. You're my favorite brother. You are my favorite brother. And yeah, bye.